Hey folks, this video is part of a series on GitHub Copilot feature highlights. To find the other videos, go to github-copilot.zebia.ms.
I'm going to show you Copilot Models, where I can leverage multiple AI models for smarter coding suggestions. First thing I want to do is open up my Planes controller. And if I scroll down to the Get Plane by ID and highlight this method retrieves my plane by ID. What I want to do is go into Copilot Chat, clear my prompt history, of course. And notice on the lower right corner of the chat window, I have the ability to check different models and use different models. Of course, each of these perform different type of operations. So the first thing I want to show you is using GTP4o. If I ask Copilot to simply create unit test scenarios for this, for the get by plane ID method, make sure unit tests match the style in the hashtag file command. Of course, hashtag file, I need to retype that. I'm asking Copilot to make sure that the unit tests match the style in the planes controller test. So I'm using XUnit and fluent insertions, and then use the existing list of data. When I go ahead and click create unit tests, Copilot will generate a plan for me and then generate unit tests. Again, these unit test file, it'll be very, very similar. It's using XUnit, using fluid assertions, etc. And it's using the list of plane data. So again, this is using GTP4o. It's what you'd expect. And GTP4 is probably the best choice for structured code, for unit testing, and to make sure that this get by plane ID method is thoroughly tested for both successful and unsuccessful scenarios. I'm going to go ahead and clear this, and I'm going to change this to the Claude 3.5 model. Same question. Create unit test scenarios, test match the style in my hashtag plane, planes controller tests. Notice the difference. The Claude 3.5 is a little more verbose with its plan. Let's go back up. It talks about the test case as needed. It talks about the test structure itself. It gives me a lot more code. It gives me a lot more error handling, etc. And basically, the Claude 3.5, when it comes to technical unit testing, it understands complex logic and conditions better. It's definitely suitable for testing update methods, and definitely involve multiple like status checks and validation. So again, my recommendation is to play with each of these and try them out. Let me go ahead and clear this. I'm going to change my model back to GTP4 over Omni. I'm going to open up the planes controller and not highlight anything this time. And what I want to do is simply ask Copilot Chat to add a new method to update the range of the plane by its ID. Its update range method for me. So let me show you, I'll use another example. If I call in the flights controller, go back to chat, I'm going to change the model. Let me change this model back to Claude 3.5. I'm asking Copilot Chat to create an update method for the destination of a flight by its ID. And you'll notice again, Claude is very thorough, more verbose, talking about the plan. It's going to add an HTTP put. It's going to validate that the flight exists, update destination, and return the flight, etc. The code itself has a lot more error handling, capture, if statements, etc. It's a little more verbose in the code itself. So what you're seeing is Claude is handling more detailed logging. So it logs when a plane is not found, captures errors. It's very descriptive in its naming. AKA update destination. It's very user-friendly response, of course, not found. What happens if flights are not found? Is very user-friendly again, bad requests, etc. And the summary between these two models, GTP 4-0, think of that as for simplicity and speed. It's very clean. It's essential functionality with minimal logging and minimal error handling versus Claude 3.5, very robust and safe. Definitely more comprehensive with error handling, better logging, and definitely more user-friendly responses.
Visit github-copilot.zebia.ms for the other videos.